Hey guys, this is Spark Plus Ultra here, and this is my part 3 on my redo on what if Deku had Kabane powers? Ghoul Hero. And I hope you like this video and hope you subscribe. Then, a few months have passed, and Deku was training his One For All, and he only can control it on one certain body part, but with no cost of any downside to destroying his arm, because he can't feel any pain, or he can regenerate at a mere second. So it wouldn't matter to him on how the pain felt. He's just wondering how this quirk is going to affect him. And Deku says, another good day of training. It is a nice to spar and train with you, Mr. All Might. And All Might says, you made progress on working on One For All, young Midoriya, Deku. And All Might pats Deku on the head and says, you have incredible healing and regenerating to a mere second, but I don't know how work would be affected. And then Deku says, same, but I think it's gonna be fine. And Deku and All Might go to UA, where Deku was gonna sleep, and All Might then says, wonder how it would affect your mentality. And when Deku was sleeping, his mental dreams were coming to a very interesting fact. There were Deku dreams of seeing young Bakugo as a kid, and him being out of control without even controlling his body, destroying landscapes, making civilians bleed with tiny marks on them. He sees All Might and other heroes, and they were disappointed and had no choice to. And Deku in the dream world thrust with a demonic, ghoulish appearance, going for attack while having a tremendous demonic breathing. And then the heroes take it seriously and put out Deku. But Deku wakes up and feels his heart beat in an unusual way he never felt. He may be feeling no pain, but his emotions still feel it. And Deku then realizes that Ghoul is the second side of him, wants to be out, wants to ravage something, but Deku holds his necklace and try to calm himself down and try not to let his other side get out. The next day, Deku goes to UA, the recommendation exam, where he is the son of Emi Fukakado, or Miss Jokes. And Deku is in the recommendation and was in the exam with a curious look of interest on how the test is going to work for him, and how are they going to be playing or doing the test. And he hears a certain person yell, "It is very nice to meet you!" And slamming his head with a very hard thud on the ground, bowing to the other students, saying hi. And it comes off a bit weird, but surprising as well. And he then says, "Oh, sorry!" And all the students look at him bleeding his head, and he introduced himself. "Anasa Ayoshi! It's very nice to meet you all." And when he says that, and Suku walks up to him and bows at the same time he did. It is very nice to meet you. And slamming his head, and Inasa was happy to have a greeting. And then Suku gets his forehead up, and Inasa says, "Wow, you really have a strong forehead." And Suku says, do I? Oh, I didn't know. And Inasa says, "Wait, you didn't even feel that? Oh, I really need to train on that. On my strength on the skull." And Suki says, "Oh, that's the interesting training." And then Inasa says, "Hi, my name is Inasa Yoroshi. And what's your name, kid?" Suki says, introduce himself. "My name is Suki Fukakato." Inasa says, "Oh, Miss Jokes? I didn't know she had a son." And Suki says, adopted." And Inasa says, "Oh, really? I didn't know." And with a hefty laugh, and Suki confused on what he's trying to say. And then President Mike says, "Alright, you guys, it's time for the run the track." And Inasa says, "Alright, it's time to do a track race." And Suku says, "Right," and goes to the track. And President Mike says, "Alright, you guys, it's time for you to race across this track, your superpowers." And Inasa gets ready, and Suku looks all around and sees a red and white-haired boy. He sees him getting ready. He sees all of the other students getting ready to run. And Suku then thinks, "Oh, I should do probably the same." And Suku gets into a running position, and President Mike says, "Ready, set, go!" The red and white-haired kid gets into the lead first, and making ice on the ground at a very fast pace. And Inasa Orochi was looking at all of the students, including the white-haired red, was going faster than anticipated. So Inasa says, "I'll give it all my best!" and creates a bunch of wind to increase his speed. He's making it near to first place, but when he gets near to first place, a head was off of in the air, and red white-haired kid was looking shocked, and Inasa was surprised to see Zuku's head in the air. And Zuku's head says, "Oh, hi Inasa." And when he was in the air, his body reappears with purple flames around. And President Mike says, "Oh wow, he made a new record with Inasa being close as well." And Suku taking first place. And then Suku realized he was without his clothes, because his regeneration doesn't work on his clothes. He basically goes back to get his body. And all the students were shocked, and some of the girls cover their eyes, seeing Suku accidentally flashing them. Suku was in his clothes with no minor effects, besides other students would remember that. And Inasa says, "Wow, I didn't even see you come in first." And Inasa was amazed on how Suku did that. And Suku then said, "Oh, I just threw my head." And Inasa said, "What? That's awesome! I'm thoroughly amazed on how that works." And Suku says, "Lots of training." And Inasa says, "Wow, I really need to work hard if I want to beat you. And Suku says, well, I was training hard at this school, so... And Anessa says, wait, you're in a school? Why didn't you tell me? And Suku says, a little incident. And Anessa says, incident? It's not a favorite one that nobody would remember. It was not my best controller. And Anessa says, well, that's amazing on how your quirks work. And Anessa goes to another school. Suka doesn't persuade him. I mean, this is literally Kabane we're talking about. He's more of a guy that doesn't show expression because he's still a bit rough on the edges. I mean, there's certain expressions you could figure out, but he's more of a curious in his way. And Suku has made it to class 1A the next day. Suku looks around and trying to find class 1A. He then goes, where should I find class 1A? In the class hallway, he sees 1, but he sees a B, so it should be further. And Suku walks again and sees 1A, and then Suku thinks to himself, wonder how the students would look at me. And then he opens the door and hears, you're violating school policy! And Suku hears another kid says, huh? What was that? And Suku sees a blue-haired kid with glasses and a familiar person that Suku doesn't feels remembering. And the blue-haired glasses boy says, putting your feet on school tables is violating school rules. And Bakugo says, man, did your old school have a stick up your ass, or is it just you? And the blue-haired glasses says, how violated language. And he says this, fine, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Tenya Ito. I'm from Somei High. And the familiar looking kid says, Somei, huh? So you rich kids from there are all snobs and just look at me different, huh? Well, guess what? I don't give a crap. I'll beat you till you die. And Ida says, such violated violence. Are you sure you're really right to be here in the right school? And then Momo says, it's the kid that flashed everybody. And all the students look at Suku, and Suku says, oh, sorry, did I offend you? And Momo says, no, but next time, give all of us a warning if you're going to do that. And Suku says, sorry. And then Bakugo says, he looks familiar. Then Suku introduced himself. Hi, my name is Suku Fukakado. And then Bakugo realized when he said his name, Suku. And then Suku looks at Bakugo and remembers, oh, Mr. Bakugo. And Bakugo says, get the hell away from me, you undead creep! And staying the hell away from him. And Suku says, I know why you're afraid. I don't blame you, but I'm sorry for it. Just keep the hell away from me, you shitty ghoul! And then all the students were looking at Suku. What do you mean by ghoul? And Suku was a little sad, but his expression was the same. And then he hears another voice. Alright, you guys. You are going to make loud noises. And Suki then looks and says, "Oh, Mr. Azawa." And Azawa looks at Zuko. "It's fine, Zuko. Just get into your seat." And Zuko was going to sit next to behind Bakugo. And Bakugo says, "Why am I sitting with this guy?" And Zawa says, "Silence! Now sit down." And all the students are sitting down. And Zawa says, "1 minute. Not bad, but not great." And says, "This is our student that's gonna be in class 1A. He had a little problem with his quirk, a very, very young past. His name is Suku Futakawa." And Suku stands up and says, "It's very nice to meet you," bowing his head. And Bakugo says, "Keep the hell away from me." And all the students were wondering, why is this Bakugo kid afraid of this kid? And Zawa says, "If you're all wondering, Zuku's quirk is called Ghoul. He can regenerate as fast as the eye can see. Before his body gets destroyed, he regrows another one." And all the students were amazed on how it works. And Zawa says, "His quirk also has a little defect, or a downside. He has a habit of having a trait of ghouls. If you don't know what ghouls have, look at Arabian ones or the yokai. Ghouls are said to be cannibals." And all the students look at Suku hearing cannibal. And one of the students say, "Did he actually ate one?" And Zawa says, "No, he just had the limit bar. His hunger was not sufficiated, but luckily it was stopped thanks to that necklace. If one of you try to remove it, then it'll be dangerous." And all the students look at the necklace and would keep a reminder to them. And then Azawa says, "Alright, you guys, it's time to your sports uniforms, or you would rather be suspended." And all the students go into and change into their sports uniform. And all the boys were changing, and all the students look at Suku with caution, especially Bakugo, and see Suku trained a lot, seeing muscles that are hard as a frickin' diamond. Even Kirishima can't say he's so manly out of that. And all the students get outside, and Aizawa explains how Throw do the training, and says, "Alright, Katsuki Bakugo, you're going up first." And Bakugo throws the ball as far as he can, and made the same score as usual. And all the students are excited, but Sugu was pretty much the same, curious. And Zawa says, think this is going to be fun, huh? Alright, let's make a bet. If one of you gets in last place, then you're suspended." And Bakugo then looks at Sugu. To get him suspended quick." And all the students do the training. Sugu made 5th place on the running speed. Grip of strength, 1st place. Because he can grab concrete with his grip of his body strength without even trying. And agility, I know it takes 1st place obviously. And Sugu takes about 3rd on how his agility has increased over time with his one for all, making his school physical ability near fast on agility. And jumping, I would say third if he didn't throw his head. So it could be third or infinity or nothing or first place, because if he throw his head, it'll make him go in first, because his distant range of his regeneration is nearly impressive. And the throwing test. Sugu grabs the ball and was getting ready to throw it, and he takes a deep breath, and one ball mixed with his ghoul strength, he threw the ball farther than Bakugo's, making second place, because Uraka's quirk is in first place because, well, gravity. And so it says, alright, Zuko Midoriya takes about 6th place, and Bakugo says, damn it! And all the students were a little cautious, but Zuko was happy with a blank expression. And Zuko goes into UA and sleeps in the room and calls his mom. And Emmy says, did Ozawa do that old trick where you all have to test or you get expelled thing? And Zuko says, yes. What a kidder. And Zuko was confused on what she meant. And Emmy says, she's just testing you. And Zuko says, oh, that's good. And Emmy says, so Bakugo is there. Not surprised. He's talented. And Zuko says, I want to make it up. And Miss Stroke says, okay, but don't worry. It's not going to be that dangerous for you. And that's where I'm ending this video. I hope you liked this video and hope you subscribe. See you next time. Bless all.